everyone, this is X I Heart Sora X, and I'm finally getting off my lazy ass to do an anime review. The one I'm doing today is, I guess you could say, one of the first big ones that I got into. I mean, it's not... it might be one of the very first ones I've gotten into, but I really can't keep track that well. But it's a shoujo today! Yay! Lovey-dovey romance! Teen drama! Woohoo! Normally I don't like shoujos at all just because they're exactly like chick flicks, and it's like so annoying that they draw out this whole entire process, and you already know my reasons for that. But some shoujos I think are okay, and this one, for example, I think is a really good shoujo and probably the best one that was ever made. This one is called Fruit Basket! Fruits Basket! I always forget that it's plural. And if you don't know what this manga is, I will be quite surprised. Because it says on the back of every one that they print, not this first one, but all the ones from like 9 Up or something, it says like, the best shoujo manga in America or something like that. 'Cause it is. This was made by Natsuki Takaya in, I think, 1998, so holy crap, this thing is old. And actually, this book I have is like super old too. I don't know when I got it, but it's so bent and I feel so bad for it. I usually take really good care of my manga, but this one is like utterly destroyed. Okay, but what this is about, if you don't know, is a girl named Tohru Honda, our upbeat, optimistic, cheery heroine. As she's walking to school, she stumbles along a house in the forest. She is living in the forest currently because her grandpa is renovating his house, and she doesn't want to ask her friends to live at either of their houses because she doesn't want to be in any trouble. And she stumbles along this house. She looks around at how big and pretty it is, and she sees that there's these little ornaments that someone painted of the Chinese zodiac. So she's like, "Oh, kawaii desu!" And then this guy walks out, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, there's a girl around here?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I live nearby." And he's like, confused. And then one of her classmates walks out, and then they walk to school together. And, well, that's just kind of how the first chapter runs along, but as you keep reading, more characters are introduced. There's like, this is a show just there's like 100 bazillion different species depending on your taste, I guess. Well, let me just shorten down the plot. All the people in the Soma family, that's who the guy who made the little Chinese zodiac things are, they have this curse where if they're hugged by the opposite sex or they get fatigued, they turn into an animal of the Chinese zodiac. So one turns into a rat, one turns into a tiger, etc. Yeah, so she finds out their secret. I guess I shouldn't tell you. And she finds out their secret, but before that they find out that she's living in a tent, not at any residence, so they offered her to stay at their place and cook and clean in exchange for a room until her grandpa's done with the renovating. And then another character's introduced, and he ends up staying there too, and yeah, things like that. Okay, there's plot. You can just read it. It's been out for an uber long time, so it's still one of the best shoujo mangas. My favorite characters in this. I have 4 favorite bishis, and then 2 favorite girls, because I'm totally gay. I guess I should start in order. The first bishi that I liked from Fruit Basket is Hatsuharu. He's the ox. And then, I don't really remember the order, I just remember that I liked him first. Then I liked Kiyosoma. I'm sure you recognize him from my other video. Yuki-soma. And Momiji-soma. I don't have a doll of him because I can't find one. My favorite female characters are Tohru, obviously. I don't know anyone who could hate her. I mean, except she's the stereotype, "Oh, I'm so happy on the outside, but I'm dying on the inside." Which, whatever. Those characters are cute anyway. And my second favorite female character is Kisa. because I want to adopt her and hug her every single day. And she makes just the cutest little tiger. I don't really have anything wrong with this. I don't think there's anything wrong with this manga, other than the fact that, you know, it's a shoujo, so it's like, oh no, he said this to me and now I feel so sad, but I meant this, but you still made me so horribly sad, and I don't know, just typical shoujo things like that, like, will I ever end up with him? Will she ever end up with him? I can't stand that stuff, but Fruit Basket got me sucked in because I just really liked the characters, and, like, the drawing style is cute too, but that's also a bit of a problem. It starts off looking like this, and ends up looking like this. Which, yeah, that's great that she improved her style and everything, but it's just like, that almost could not be the same person. I mean, see how Tohru is here with like her giant eyes and, you know, typical anime-ness? All she's missing is the huge jugs. Here. That doesn't look anything like that picture, really. It's just kind of weird to look at. I don't know, maybe you guys disagree, but I'm just saying it's just kind of weird how the animation's like, you see it progress, it's not like a sudden thing, but it's just still something you kind of notice. Something else that's good about it, because you get sucked in so easily, your heart bleeds horribly for these characters, like, because they're such sympathetic characters, like, you feel so bad for all the problems that they have, and they each have their own individual little crazies that's wrong with them. Like, Kyo's super angry all the time because, you know, he's the cat, so he's always the outcast, and he always, like, hates on everybody. Yuki's always so polite, and people like how he looks and things like that, but he's only being polite because he feels lonely, and so he's being selfish and seeing if he can get a friend and things like that. I'm not giving away anything. You know, they each have their own problems, and you just feel like you want to, like, jump in that book and, like, I don't know, punch whoever is making them mad or something. You especially start to hate the main antagonist of this story, too, because your heart feels so bad for these characters. They have an anime of this, too, and, you know, it's cute to watch and everything. The only thing that's annoying about it is that it only goes up to 26 episodes, and that only goes up to about book 6 of the manga, and you don't know how it's really going to end. Well, you can kind of guess. I don't think they mess up too terribly bad with it. They keep some things candid. I don't really remember. I haven't watched it in forever, but yeah, nothing's too terribly different about it. As for the English and Japanese versions, because I know that some people are pro-sub, pro-dub, whatever. Because I got into this such a long time ago when I was little and ignorant, I didn't like to watch the Japanese version because it creeped me out that Yuki had a girl voice, you know, because I didn't understand that they were trying to make it sound like, you know, a boy before he goes through puberty, and they made it a little girl, and I didn't get that back then, so it really creeped me out. So I only watched the English version with Jerry Jewell as Kiyosoma and Laura Bailey as Tohru Honda. Yeah, I know that. And, honestly, I think both versions are good. From what I remember the Japanese version, it was actually really cute. It was just kind of, another reason why I didn't like it is because Tohru had the super squeaky voice, like, oh, Kyoko, what's going on? Are you okay? Daijoubu desu ka? That was actually just kind of obnoxious, and I don't really like to hear that, but, like I said, if either way, both versions of the anime are fine. Like, it doesn't matter if you're pro-sub or pro-dub. I honestly don't care. I'll watch, like, if it's still in Japan and I only get the sub, that's fine. I still want to know what happens. But then if they make it over into English, and I want to hear what they would actually, what Funimation or Viz or Ocean Group would want to voice them as, just because I'm curious about that kind of stuff. Anime, plot, characters. This series is finished, by the way. It's completely done. Natsuki Takaya, I think, is doing some other series right now. Phantom Dream. That's the other one. That guy kind of looks like Kyo. Yeah. It's actually from a long time ago. She started working on it, and then I guess she got caught up in Fruit Basket. And oh, her other thing is Tsubasa, too. I have no idea what that's about. Not to be confused with the other Tsubasa by Clamp. Sorry that this is so scatterbrained. I just kind of did this on a whim just because I wanted to get something productive out. As for on a scale of 1 to 10, what I would rate it, I'd give it an 8, yeah. Because, I mean, it's, like, really, it's one of the best shoujos I've read, and I hate shoujos. So, I have to give it a good grade in order for it to make me like it so much. I mean, I have every single book. I just didn't get the last one yet. I already know what happens in the end, but I just didn't get the last book yet. I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm broke. So yeah, that's Fruit Basket, my review for it. And I'll be getting around to my other stuff eventually. So, thanks for listening. Peace.